And a good evening from Joplin, Missouri, Ozark Christian College. It's day one of the 2018 ACCA Men's Basketball Tournament. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Our second game of the night. As you see, Providence taking care of Baptist Bible earlier today. So this is the 7-10 matchup, the 7 seed and host, Ozark Christian, taking on the 10 seed AFLBS, the Conquerors. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. Head coach Tim Soden and the 4-21 AFLBS Conquerors. Starting number 14, Josiah Quanbeck. Number 20, Ignacio Davalos. Number 21, Ethan Zettinger. Number 23, Stefan Moan. And number 24, Benjamin Dryberg. Starting today for Chris Lamb and his 10-17 Ozark Ambassadors. Number 11, Nick Marshall. Number 21, Jordan Walters. Number 30, Deion Clark. Number 35, Bryce Money. And number 45, Tanner Moore. So that's the starters for both of these teams. These two teams meeting for the second time this season. In fact, Ozark Christian opening up their season, defeating AFLBS by a score of 71-57. That was back in early November. So second time that these two meet. Last year in this national tournament, the Conquerors went 0-2, or excuse me, went 2-2 in 2016. Last year in the ACCA for Ozark, they went 2-2, finished fourth. They won against Providence and Emmaus lost in the semifinals to Rama, and that was, in my opinion, the best game that certainly I've called in this tournament in the 5 years that I've done it. That Ozark-Rama game last year was amazing. Ozark then lost in the third-place game to Welsh. Conquerors and Ambassadors for the second time this season. Winner of this game goes to the quarterfinals. Well, they will take on Carolina Christian. That will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Ozark the favorites, but the Conquerors always seem to play well this time of the year. Quanbeck takes the first shot of the game, and it's tipped up and in on the miss by Moan. Into the forecourt. This is Money, Bryce Money. 2.8 assists per ball game. Ozark shares the basketball. We're used to seeing the Ambassadors play fast. They've slowed down the tempo a little bit this year. Marshall rises for three, can't get it, and a good box out by Zeltinger, excuse me. Into the forecourt, it's Davalos. Ignacio from Ecuador. Dryberg deflected. Moan is there, and Moan will lay it up and in. 4-0. AFLBS coming off a 75-72 win against Turtle Mountain. They've been off since February the 10th. They didn't qualify for the NIAC conference tournament. Three ball is good from the junior, Deion Clark. He played well last year in this tournament. Ozark lost in the Southwest Regional in the NCCAA to Dallas Christian in the opening round. Ozark won the MCCC conference tournament over Barclay back on the 17th of February, 76-70. Their first conference tournament title since 2013. Overall, they have 6 tournament and 6 regular season MCCC titles since going all the way back to 1962. That's one of the small college conferences that has stood the test of the time. 56 years they've been around. 4-3 in the early going, 2 minutes in. Davalos gets it back from Quanbeck. Turnaround shot hangs on the rim. Good defense by Moore as he pulls down the rebound. Into the forecourt, Marshall. Top of the key, it's Clark. Deion Clark, 15.3 points per ball game. 40% shooter, almost 5 rebounds, 36 steals, 3.5 assists. Driving is Money, and he is Money in the hoop, 5-4. Folks, we have the YouTube chat going. If you want to give us a shout, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. I know we always have some fans watching up in Plymouth. up in Minnesota. Good to have you folks, Ozark fans who couldn't come out today. Good to have you as well. Zeltinger missing the 3. Walters top of the key. Left side, Marshall. Money steps left. Missed it side iron. And then a foul called on the rebound. Seth Moan had position. That's the first foul of the game. And it's on Moore. So it'll be Conquerors basketball. Conquerors will walk it into the forecourt. Good ball movement around the perimeter now. It's Davalos. This is Moan. Moan into the lane, puts it up and in. Good start for Stephen Moan. I'm used to saying Seth Moan after doing this tournament. Got to get used to saying Steven's name. Driving in, out of control, Money. And the rebound controlled by the Conquerors. Here's Moan. Defender falls down to the bucket. Yes, again. And the Conquerors with another good start. Stephen Moan averages almost 31 points per ball game. Moan and Dryberg are also the top 2 rebounders in the ACCA. And Moan, I don't have the stat in front of me, but I got to think 30.8 is either first or second in terms of points per ball game. Sloppy start for Ozark. Kyle Kirby, number 2, coming in for the Conquerors. Coming in for Ozark is Connor McKenzie, number 40. He's from that great basketball state of Indiana. Home of the NCAA. High school basketball there. How about that hook? Stephen Moan is on fire. He's got at least 6 of the 10. Catch and shoot for Money as he buries the 3. Bryce Money shooting 33% from downtown. Gets his first here today. Zeltinger can't get the hook. Rebound to Marshall. Here's Clark on the left. Marshall between the circles. McKenzie over 2 defenders, and there's going to be a bump called. It'll be the first on the Conquerors. Hi to Timothy, who's tweeting at us. I will be in Greenville next week, but I'll be doing the ladies tournament. So Timothy, thanks for tweeting at me. How about that? Nice post work. Tanner Moore, catch and shoot, banks it off the glass. And we are even Steven, 5 straight for Ozark. Kirby for 3, can't get it to go. Tip for the rebound, controlled by McKenzie. Ozark pushing the tempo. Marshall into the lane, scoops it back out. McKenzie behind the back to Marshall. Good job by Zeltinger to stay with him. Driving is Money. Money goes right around the defense. It's a 7-0 run now for Ozark as they lead it 12-10. Moore with the turnover as he picks up the steal. Money in transition carried the basketball. Conquerors did a good job there sprinting back as well, forcing that turnover. 14:05 left to go, just about 6 minutes into the game. Good start. Ozark in the middle of a 7-0 run. It's been competitive, though. Moan to Quanbeck, turnaround shot, no. Offensive rebound by Dryberg. That's what we were talking about. Dryberg averages 12 rebounds a game. He's third. Stephen Moan. Stephen Moan, averaging 12.7. He is second in the ACCA in rebounding. Deion Clark can't get it to go. Here come the Conquerors now. It's Moan into the forecourt. Moan takes on the entire defense and gets the finger roll. Chris Lamb not happy with his team's defensive effort. We will step aside. Take a look at the Scholar athletes in the ACCA just announced today. Opening half, and it's a 2-point lead for the Conquerors, 14-12. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Hi to Michelle, I believe, watching up there in Plymouth. Hannah and Ben as well. Money with 2 more to his total as we're tied again in this back-and-forth game. Conquerors led 10-5. 7-0 run gave Ozark the lead, and we've been ping-ponging ever since. Stephen Moan, 2 more to his total. I believe he's up to 8. He's got half, if not more. Intercepted by Dryberg. Good defense by the Conquerors. Money takes it right back. Money thought about stepping into it. McKenzie underneath, swings it out. Open look, Marshall. Yes, 4-3. Ozark with their second lead of the game here, just about 8 minutes in. Nick Marshall, 49% from downtown. Got to get a hand on him. Got to get several hands on him. Zeltinger in the corner. It's Nessa who's come in. That's Eli Nessa from Iowa. 3-ball by Zeltinger. Puts AFLBS back up. Inside 12 to go here in the first half. Game number 2 of 22 that will bring you. All of them at Ozark this year. No second gym. So if you're on the ACCA website and you see that second gym link, don't worry about it. We got all the games right here. McKenzie with you. I'm going to try to do all 22 myself. We've got 8 coming up on Friday, and I foresee my voice dying at some point during that day, but we'll see. Nessa had it poked away, able to get it back. The reverse out of control. Offensive rebound by Dryberg. Dryberg gets it back from Kirby. 3-ball in and out. McKenzie controls. Here's Marshall behind the back to Money for 3. Too strong. And Moan collects. Inside 11 to play here in this opening half. Ozark came in hot. They won prior to the NCCAA regional. They won 3 straight after closing the season, losing 4 of 5. Conference tournament, the best stretch of the season for Ozark. Very up and down year for them. But that conference tournament, I know it means a lot to these kids. Hi to Caleb on Twitter. Stephen Moan had 53 in their last game in the ACCA tournament last year, according to Caleb Holt, who's tweeting at us. Might he go for 54 tonight? We shall see. Davalos coming back in. Kirby. Now it's Dryberg running out of room. Back to Davalos, 6 to shoot. Ball tipped away. It's a steal by Middleton, who's come in. Alex Pettival can't get it to go, so Alex Pettival, Ben Middleton all coming in. They join Deion Clark, McKenzie, and I believe Money's still out there for the Ambassadors. Nessa Kirby into the forecourt to Nessa. Nessa cut off. It's a Moan. Moan. Oh, man. That was pretty. It's that turnaround face-up. That's an old-school turnaround shot. Karl Malone used to do that kind of a shot really well playing for the Utah Jazz. But Karl Malone did it illegally. He used to kick out. He kicked people. There's actually a rule against it now, but during those days there wasn't a rule, and Karl Malone would just turn around, kick a guy right in the cup area, and then bury the jumper. Stephen Moan doing it the legal way. Ambassadors with the lead. Davalos has it right wing, top of the key. Quanbeck takes it to the elbow. Nessa open in the corner. Yes, for three. Conquerors have 4 wins against 21 losses, folks, but 3 of those 4 wins came in the month of February as McKenzie blows right past the defense. So they're playing their best basketball coming into the tournament. It's a team that's always competitive, too. Another rainbow shot by Nessa, not that time. Put back in the lane. Grazes the rim, that's it. Ben Middleton, the rebound. Inside 9 minutes to go here in this opening half. Ozark down by 3 with the basketball. Deion Clark raises with the hand in his face, missed it back iron. Ball deflected. Coming up with it is Middleton, who cleans up. Ben Middleton cuts the deficit to 1. Davalos behind the back to Moan. Moan had it deflected by Money, and it's a steal by Petaval to Money, who lays it up and in. Ozark back up, and Tim Soden will call for time. 8:18 left to go here in this first half. We're coming right back. Don't go too far. There's the tournament card for Ozark Christian, the number 7 seed, coming in 10-17. Won their conference tournament for the first time since 2013. Told you about that earlier. Tanner Moore, 4th in the ACCA on blocks. He's got 25 down low. Unselfish play, too. Good ball movement. We've seen it so far today for the Ambassadors. 4 players averaging double figures in scoring. Everybody gets to eat, as they say. They've been using that phrase a lot in the NBA, talking about the Wizards without John Wall. Everybody's eating. Everybody's happy. Out of the timeout, Ozark on a run. And an air ball on the 3 by Davalos. Clark traveled, so back-to-back turnovers. Zeltinger coming back in from Valley City, North Dakota. He's one of 3 players in double figures for the Conquerors, averaging over 10 a game. Dryberg averages 12.5, and I mentioned Stephen Moan, 30.8. Here's a steal by Clark, and Clark glides in for the easy 2. Ozark starting to get it together. They've awoken. Dryberg had it poked away. Good defense. Petaval throws it ahead to McKenzie. 3-on-3, and McKenzie's going to be fouled. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Joplin, Missouri. It's the 5th year that I've been fortunate enough to work with everybody here. Ambassadors, AFLBS. I think they've all been in it 5 years apiece. Right around the defense, Deion Clark, the Conquerors, asleep as Clark goes right to the bucket. Zeltinger is poked by Clark. Over aggressive. That's just the third team foul. 2 on AFLBS, 3 on Ozark with 7:19 left to go. Mentioned it during the first game. I did some college basketball up in North Carolina this year. McKenzie steals and goes coast to coast. Ozark on an extended run here, pushing the lead out to 7. The officiating terrible in that part of the country. It's usually pretty good here in this tournament. They let them play a little bit. Oh, what a block by Middleton. Stuffing Dryburgh. Nick Marshall coming back in for Ozark. Deion Clark will get a break. Clark's one of those great all-around players as he goes to the bench. 15 a game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 36 steals. Out of control. Quanbeck missing. Pettival. Harris. Marshall with the fake. Drives to the bucket. Open look for Pettival. In and out. Hung on the back of the rim. Tip for the rebound. Dryburgh collects. Ben Harris, the freshman from Louisville, Texas, for Ozark. That's going to be a reach on Pettival.
Personal foul, number 23, Alex Pettival. For your ambassadors, number 45, Tanner Moore.
Hi to Tammy checking in on the YouTube chat. She's watching Ozark. I knew we'd have a few Ambassadors fans out there. Quanbeck. Here's Dryburgh from the half circle. Grazes the rim, that's all. Rebound by Middleton, stripped by Davalos. Good alert play by the guard. And that 3-ball is good from Quanbeck. So Ozark's lead cut from 7 down to 4. And now a turnover. Here's Dryburgh. Dryburgh can't get the finger roll, but he's fouled and will go to the line. All right, AFLBS fans, I had an opportunity to talk to Tim Soden before the game, but I forgot to ask him. Christian Olawa. Give me some indication if I got that right or not. Olawa from Ecuador, as well as Davalos, is into the game. He wears number 3 for the Conquerors. Stephen Moan coming back in. Bryce Money also back in. Bryce from Wichita, Kansas. 5 team fouls on Ozark now. And Pettival will chase down the rebound as Dryburgh missed them both. 64% free throw shooter. Pettival to the bucket. Draws contact. Foul on Quanbeck. Conquerors went through a dismal stretch. Their lone win before the month of February was against North Central, their JV. They beat them on November 15th. Then they lost 14 straight from the 17th of November until January 27th. Looking to make some noise here in this tournament, though, as they're wont to do from time to time. One out of 2 for Pettival, who shoots 53%. Jordan Walters back out there for Ozark. We'll take a full 15 at halftime. Davalos into the forecourt on the near side of your screen. Into the circle, into the lane, puts it up, no. A rebound controlled by Tanner Moore, who's also back out there, and a frustration foul on Stephen Moan.
Foul number 23, Stephen
Well, I'm being told that number 3 is not Christian, so I don't know who it would be then, but he's out of the game now, so it's a moot point. We'll check on that at halftime. Jordan Walters up top, left side to Money. Money floats it up, no. Tips it up, no. Third time is the charm for Money, nope. Deflected out to Marshall. Ozark 0 for 4. How about Tanner Moore? No. Fifth time, sixth time, no. And finally, Dryberg the rebound. Here's Moan. Moan cut off on the baseline, and a blocking foul is called. I believe it's going to go on Middleton.
Foul number 32, Ben Middleton, his second personal.
Well, the winner of this game will play tomorrow night against Carolina Christian. And the loser of this game goes right to the 9th place game on Friday. Friday at 9 a.m. A time no one wants to be playing basketball. That means you've lost a few. Quanbeck on the left, top of the key to Dryberg. Zeltinger. Moan for 3. Too strong on that. Long rebound chased down by Marshall, who pushes. Marshall, good job by the Conquerors getting back on defense, so he'll set up the offense for Ozark. McKenzie can't get it to go, but he's fouled. That will be team foul number 7 on AFLBS.
Foul number 14, Josiah Quanbeck. At the line for your ambassadors, number 40, Connor McKenzie.
Quanbeck picking up the foul. That's 3 on Quanbeck already. Connor McKenzie, 65% free throw shooter. 10 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 55 steals on the year as he gets 1 out of 2. Kyle Kirby coming in. .418 left to play here in this opening half. Kirby into the forecourt. Moan had it deflected. Kept alive, AFLBS. It's Kirby in the corner for 3. Cuts Ozark's lead in half. Kyle Kirby came in 1 of 16 from three-point range. That's his second three-pointer all season. McKenzie. Here's Money up top. Oh, no. Tanner Moore couldn't gain control. And a turnover. Here come the Conquerors now. Trying to tie or cut it to 1. Zeltinger to Dryberg. Short on the jumper. McKenzie the board. Money. McKenzie in the lane. Splits the defense. 35-30. Nearing the 3-minute mark. Zeltinger with the hop step. Missed it side rim. Rebound by Moore. Money into the forecourt. Pulls up just inside the free throw stripe and hits. Ozark matches its biggest lead of the game. Zeltinger thought about stepping in the one. Instead, he found Stephen Moan, who's double-teamed and traveled. Good defense by the Ambassadors. Moan said the ball was deflected, but he traveled first. Oh, 2:44 left to work with here in this opening half. Association started out leading 10-5. Ozark went on a 7-0 run. Tanner Moore gives them their biggest lead of the night. And timeout, Conquerors. We will step aside, come back here in just a moment. Here's the tournament card for AFLBS. As I mentioned, 3 of their 4 wins coming in the month of February. Stefan Mohn, Benjamin Dryberg, 2nd and 3rd in the ACCA in rebounding. The team itself averages over 11 offensive rebounds per game. Second chance opportunities will always keep you in games. Conquerors doing the little things, not showing a lot of wins as a result, but you'll take it. You'll take the effort if you're Tim Sowden.
Foul number 45, Tanner Moore. At the line for the
Tanner Moore called for the foul. Davalos at the line, 60% free throw shooter. First one off the back of the rim. Cooper Almaschlager coming in for the first time tonight. Cooper, a freshman from Carthage. Ambassador fans know his father, the head coach of the women's volleyball team for so many years, really building them into a power here at Ozark. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Into the forecourt, it's Marshall. McKenzie takes on the defense, scores, and a foul. Connor McKenzie will go to the line for an old school 3-point play. That was team foul number 6 on AFLBS. Conquerors are in the bonus on the 1-and-1 on 17 fouls on Ozark. 3-point play complete. Ozark now by 11. That ball deflected out. Ambassadors almost with the steal there. Davalos drives in, scoops it up. No. Tipped back up and in by Mohn. Mohn, the senior. Bryce Money tried to bank it. Awkward shot, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by AFLBS. Inbound by Marshall. It's Money. Nice give and go. McKenzie and Money. And that's some of that unselfish play we were talking about. Ozark spreading the wealth. Zeltinger. Mohn gets it back out to him. Cross court. Davalos, and it's through his hands. Might have been too high for him. Tomorrow, we start our day at 10 a.m. Games every 2 hours. Association fans, you'll want to be around tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. Rama and AFLBS on the women's side. Then 3 men's games. Mentioned the winner of this game will play our nightcap at 8 p.m. Central tomorrow against Carolina. Friday we have 8 games starting at 9 a.m. and ending at 9:50. The last game will start approximately 9:15. And Saturday we have 6 games. The championships, women's at 4, men's at 6:15. 44-33. Here's a steal by Money. Bounce pass to McKenzie. McKenzie's pass off the mark, and oh, Dryberg. You gotta love the effort. He came up with the steal, but he just couldn't set himself. Commits the foul. McKenzie tried to bank it, went in and out. Rebound controlled by Zeltinger. Be interesting to check the rebounding. That's where the Conquerors have had opportunities for success this year. But Ozark holding their own with the second chance opportunities. 6-second difference between Game and shot clock. Moan right around the defense. Too easy. Too easy, or he makes it look easy. It's one or the other, folks. Marshall to beat the buzzer. Cooper Almaschlecker lays it up and in. Still 2 seconds to work with. Conquerors can't get it in time, though. And the first half comes to a close. Ozark, high-scoring first half, 46-35. The Ambassadors by 11. We will go away for 15 minutes, come back and bring in the second half here in just a little bit. Don't go too far. 46-35, Ozark leading AFLBS as we get set to start the second half. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Joplin for this 2018 men's tournament. Ozark shooting 54%, AFLBS 43% in that first half. Stefan Mohn, 20 points on 10 of 11 shooting to go along with 5 rebounds. He leads all scores. 2 players in double figures for Ozark. It's Bryce Money with 15 on 7 of 14, and Connor McKenzie with 12 points. Couple of things to key in on that first half as you see Tanner Moore with his first block of the night. Points in paint dominated by Ozark, 34-18. Fast break points, 8-zip in favor of Ozark. So they were able to get some turnovers and push this lead out to double figures, just like they do here on the alley-oop. Laying it up and in was Money off the pass from Harris. So Ozark gets the scoring party started here in this second half, increasing its lead out to 13 points. By the way, that's Nick Marshall's 6th assist of the game. Nick Marshall came in, not really that being a big part of his statistical game, but unselfish, looking for his teammates here today. Moore. Here's Deion Clark. Back to Moore. Moore, the fadeaway. Good defense that time by Stefan Mohn. Alter that shot. Mohn has 14 blocks on the season. And that's Dryberg. Back-to-back buckets for AFLBS. Cuts it to a single-digit lead. Deion Clark is called for steps. The winner of this game will play Carolina tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time. The loser is off until Friday. They go to the 9th place game against Baptist Bible. Davalos, top of the key, at the half circle, swings it left to Zeltinger. Catch and shoot for Mohn. Nothing but net. 7-0 start to the second half for AFLBS as they go on a run here early. Moore tried to flip it up and in. He's fouled and will go to the line. First free throws of the evening for Tanner Moore, 76% free throw shooter. Can't get the first one to go, though. Ozark 3-7 against tournament teams overall. That actually counts Dallas Christian, who did not come to the tournament. We thought they were, at least early on. Another steal, Bryce Money. Yes. Lead back to 9 for the Ambassadors. Ozark and AFLBS meeting in the very early stages of the season. It was the first game of the year, in fact, for Ozark. Ambassadors won 71-57. Money cut off on the baseline. Good defense by Zeltinger, but unable to come up with the steal as he stepped over the line. So 21 on the shot clock, plenty of time as Marshall will inbound it. Moore to the cutter. Money banks it off the glass. Just like that, the lead is double digits again for Ozark, 53-42. That ball deflected, taken away by Money as he turns on the Jets and has the easy layup. 13-point advantage now for Ozark. Biggest lead of the night. Klonbeck to the cutter, Mohn, and nothing the defense could do Stephen Moan, 24 points now for him. Money, can't bank it. Moore, the offensive putback, blows it. Rebound by Dryberg. Zeltinger, Quanbeck, corner three. Yes. AFLBS went 1-2 last year, losing to Providence and Kansas. Then they took down Calvary. Oh, Deion Clark, they say no bucket. That's continuation in the NBA, not in the college game, though. So 1-2 were the Conquerors last year, 2-2 in 2016. Last year, Caleb Holt on Twitter mentioned this to us in the first half and kind of jump-started my memory, so I went back and looked it up. AFLBS won their final game in the tournament over Calvary, 100-92. It went 2 overtimes. And as Caleb mentioned, he played with that team last year. Stephen Moan, 53 points in that game. First team foul of the half on Ozark, the second on Clark. And Zeltinger, 72% will go to the line. 2 team fouls already on Ozark here in the early stages of this second half. Full day of action tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. Conquerors women will start their tournament against Rama. That will be, again, 10 a.m. Central Time. Then we'll have games all day. Catch and shoot 3, no good by Walters. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ozark. So the Conquerors making a run here in this second half after falling behind their biggest deficit. Now it's down to a 2-possession game. Zeltinger, top of the key. Quanbeck for 3, no. Money had trouble with it, but gathers the rebound. Money behind the back, into the lane. Ball deflected, good defense, Moan. And it's a steal by Dryberg. Davalos in the front court. It's Moan in the corner. Lost the dribble, fell down, and it's a steal for Ozark. Out on the run. Marshall out of control, and he lost it. No foul called there as he collided with Dryberg. So Ozark turnover, and they're held up here, a little wet spot on the opposite end of the floor. Has us delayed here for just a moment. Again, the winner of this game will play tomorrow night at 8 p.m. against Carolina Christian. And the loser plays Baptist. That will be Friday, 9 a.m., and that will be in the 9th place game. Zeltinger into the forecourt, guarded by Clark. Davalos. Quanbeck. Davalos on the give and go. Ball deflected. Here's Moan. Counted in the foul. Stephen Moan with a chance to cut the deficit down to 3. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Bryce Money picking up his second. Stephen Moan, 74% free throw shooter. Goes in and out, right back in. 55-52. Ozark calls for time. 14:39 left to go. This very much a ball game. We'll be back. Ozark basketball. AFLBS cutting the deficit down to 3, 55-52. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Joplin. See if the Ambassadors can get it going again. Deion Clark gets himself going with that mid-range jumper, 57-52. In the corner, open is Quanbeck. Short on the 3, rebound by Moore. Here come the Ambassadors. Marshall forcing the pass. Somehow it found Moore, and he lays it up and in. Just like that, 4 quick straight points out of the timeout for Ozark. Zeltinger, top of the key. Dryberg. Davalos looks for it. Instead, Moan on the left. 10 to shoot. Catch and shoot Dryberg for 3. Can't get it to go. Tipped rebound, and Clark will let it go wisely out of bounds. Connor McKenzie and Alex Pettival coming back into the game for Ozark. McKenzie, as I mentioned, from Indiana. Pettival's from Bradenton, Florida. Clark into the front court. Pettival, right side Money. Moore, in the corner it's Clark. Good ball movement. Moore's alone. He knows it and scores. So out of the timeout, a 6-0 run for Ozark. Moan had it poked away and a late whistle, but a foul called on Ozark. It'll be the 3rd team foul on the Ambassadors.
Foul number 35, Bryce Money. His 3rd personal.
Stephen Moan to inbound it. 23 on the shot clock. Zeltinger. Here's Dryberg. Looking to post up on Moan. Instead, back out. Davalos for 3, no. Zeltinger the reverse, yes. 7-point ball game. Money. McKenzie. Now Clark. Pettival. And he's fouled on the floor. So both teams now with 3 team fouls.
Foul number 20, Ignacio Davalos. For the Conquerors, number 2, Kyle Kirby.
Kyle Kirby coming back in for the Conquerors. Coming out is Davalos. Pettival to inbound it. Here's McKenzie. Connor McKenzie lays it up and in. Here come the Conquerors. Kirby between the circles. Zeltinger drives into the lane, over the trees, gets it to go. 63-56. Clark into the lane, right around the defense. Deion Clark. Like a fine-tuned machine. Clark to the bucket. Zeltinger. Here's Kirby. Ball deflected. Dryberg stays with it. Here's Moan for 3. Off the side of the rim. That will go out of bounds. Ben Middleton checking in for Ozark Christian. How about Chris Lamb? He has been the coach of Ozark and the athletic director here for a very long time. You think just how much the game has changed. The last banner I saw, he had 900 wins, and I think that was a long time ago, so it's safe to say he's over 1,000 wins. Have to ask him. Pettival makes it an 11-point game as Ozark goes back up double figures again. Just think how much the game has changed in the years that some of these coaches have been around, and to be able to make those adjustments. Some coaches are stubborn and they stick with their own systems, and the game changes around them and they become obsolete.
Check in for your Ambassadors, number 15, Ben Harris.
Ben Harris coming in for Ozark, replacing Bryce Money. Chris is also the executive director and the person I most deal closely with the ACCA. Still waiting, still trying. This is the 5th year. We'll see if we can get him up here for an interview at some point. Kirby between the circles, over to Moan on the right side from way downtown. Not that time from Steph Curry range for Stephen Moan. Deion Clark out of control, tries to save it, cannot do it. So back-to-back turnovers for Ozark. Conquerors with the basketball again, trailing by 11. Stephen Moan lost the handle on it, able to save it though on that far side. Kirby, past Zeltinger, takes it left. Moan top of the key, and he's bumped by Clark. That will be team foul number 5, I believe, on Ozark. So far, they did put the 5th one up, so 5 team fouls. 3 for AFLBS. Corner 3 by Kirby off the back iron. Rebound to McKenzie. Here come the Ambassadors looking to push. Good job by AFLBS getting back, but they leave McKenzie wide open. The back door, my friends. You must shut the back door. Zeltinger, ball deflected, and Middleton toeing the line. 4 on 2. Here's Clark, blocked by Dryberg. Great defensive play. McKenzie is fouled as he stays with it. You'll take that on a 4 on 2, though, if you're Tim Soden. They called a foul on Kirby, so 4 team fouls now on AFLBS. Pettival to inbound it. Here's McKenzie into the lane, over 2 defenders, no. Moan tips it to Dryberg. Here's Quanbeck taking on all comers. Can't get it. Offensive rebound before he fell down. Saved it out to Kirby. Now here's Moan. Left side. Dryberg 3. Yes. Association is not going away. 5-point game. Just inside the midway point. Pettival to the bucket. Back to 12 now. Say 5.9-point game. Now that's going to be a 3 for Zeltinger. Now it's a 9-point game. Clark answers with a 3 of his own. Well, we're in one of those stretches where neither team can miss. Stephen Moan over 2 defenders. He's been off the last couple of possessions. Pettival underneath Harris. Timeout, Tim Snowden. We will step aside. 9:14 left to go. Ozark with their biggest lead now at 14. We'll be back. Well, while the women's brackets over the last 5 or 6 years has been dominated by then Hillsdale, now Randall, and also Arlington, the men's tournament has been pretty competitive. Arlington's won a couple. Dallas won a couple of years ago. Rama last year. Krishima, glad to be back with you. 9:14 left to go in the ball game. 76-62. Ozark pushing the lead out to 14. Stefan Moan over in the corner. Here's Kirby for three. Goes in and out. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Middleton. Team foul number 6 on Ozark, 4 on Middleton. Cooper Almaschlecker coming back in. And the aforementioned Middleton will sit down after picking up his 4th. Inbound deflected. Dryberg there, no trouble. Here's Zeltinger. Quanbeck, Moan, the reverse. Draws another foul. Ozark now putting AFLBS in the bonus. Almaschlecker picking up his first. 7-4 now the fouls in favor of Ozark, or disfavor, I should say. 2 shots for Moan, connects on the first. Stefan, 74% free throw shooter. One out of 2 for Moan. Petaval. McKenzie, nobody's there. Connor McKenzie. How's that disgusted look? You're just having one of those moments. We've all been there. Like those old Mentos commercials. Then you pop a Mentos and all of a sudden a player shows up out of thin air right in that spot where you threw the ball. These things write themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Kirby on the right side, cross court to Moan. Moan cut off on the baseline, good defense. Petaval driving and scoring. Zeltinger. Not getting back though. AFLBS. Harris with the bucket. And Petaval found him. It's a zone for Ozark. Moan cut off. Skies it. Zeltinger. Right side Dryberg. Right back to him. 10 to shoot now for the Conquerors. 3 by Kirby. Yes! Kyle Kirby's hit, I think, 2 or 3 3-pointers. I had him listed as 1 of 16 on the season. Something's telling me that's wrong. Well, he was 1 of 2 in the first half, so he's got 2 here. Oh, how about that? Hanging in the air, McKenzie got it in the foul. Connor goes to the line, try to complete an old school 3-point play. Bryce Money checking back into the ball game. Dion Clark will get a, well, one would guess, a short breather. Connor McKenzie missed it back rim. Offensive rebound, Almaschlecker, and then he traveled. 7:21 left to go. 12-point ball game. Winner to the quarterfinals to take on Carolina Christian, the newcomers, tomorrow night at 8. The loser goes to the 9th place game, 9 a.m. on Friday, all-time Central. Moan from the half circle, off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound, and Ozark's going to come away with it. It's Money. Money over to Petaval. No call on the contact. Petaval looking for a foul. Should have probably been something. Frantic pace. Kirby for 3. It goes in and out. Here comes Money. He'll back it out. Conquerors getting back on defense. Ozark's comfortably in control. I get the sense, though, they'd like to put the Conquerors away here. Money with the fake. Step back jumper. You know it. Eli Nessa doing all he can right there, ladies and gentlemen. Quanbeck throws it away. Good anticipation. Pettival. Oh, Pettival out of control. Sometimes you got to know. Pull it back. Don't try to do too much. Stepping into a three, it's Nessa. Yes. So that's a 5-point swing right there. Let's see if that comes into play over the final 6 minutes. Money into the forecourt. Marshall and Moore getting set to check back in for Ozark. McKenzie fakes the jumper to the bucket. Well, I've liked Connor McKenzie, the freshman from Indianapolis, who was probably born with a basketball in his hand. Quanbeck short on the three. Harris throws it ahead. Bad pass. Dryberg the steal. Here's Moan. Moan taking on 3 defenders. It was short. Chases down the rebound. Looks like he was grabbed on the jersey. That's all right. Let him play. Moan for 3. Yes. If I was an official, the only way that I would blow my whistle is if somebody brought a weapon out on the court. Let them play. I love it. 2 teams scrapping. Harris on the right side. Cooper Almaschlecker can't get it to go, but it'll go to the line. Kirby. Called for the foul, and now Cooper Almaschlecker 65% at the free throw strike. Moore and Marshall, as I mentioned, back into the game. Zeltinger returns for AFLBS. And Stephen Moan's going to go to the bench. Both free throws good. Lead back to 12 for Ozark. Ball deflected, taken away. If you're just joining us, Conquerors led 10-5 in the early going. 7-0 run made it 12-10. Then the teams ping-ponged before Ozark went on an extended run. Took a halftime lead of 46-35 in the locker room. AFLBS briefly cut it down to 6. Ozark's been up by as many as 14 in this one. And they find themselves up by 12 now. They're going to call an offensive foul there on Almaschlecker. That's the 8th on the rebound, they say, so not offensive. Zeltinger goes to the line for a 1-and-1. Front end is good. 4:11 left to go. I got to think that Conquerors have one more run in them. They gave Stephen Moan a short breather as he comes right back into the game after a short rest. Zeltinger makes them both. 86-76. Marshall into the front court. Marshall turns on the Jets. Oh, defense came, and Marshall with the smart play to Moore. That was beautiful basketball. Saw the defender committing. Marshall with another assist. He's approaching triple digits in assists. Moan for 3. That one a bit short. Rebound to Moore. Marshall set out Pettival. Pettival is fouled on his way to the bucket. That's team foul number 7 on the Conquerors, so 1-and-1 for Ozark.
Foul number 2, Kyle Kirby. Checking in for your ambassadors, number 30, Deion Clark.
Deion Clark in
24,
for the Ambassadors. Correction, he's not in. He would come in for the shooter Pettival. Dryberg back out there. Benjamin for AFLBS. Front end of the 1-and-1. Nothing but net. Pettival 53% at the line. Mention East from Bradenton, Florida. Man, they have a lot of good basketball down in that state. At the high school level, there's a lot of academies. IMG is down there. They're balling in the Sunshine State. Pettival will go to the bench now. Deion Clark coming in to wrap this one up for Ozark. Another turnover. Steal by Money. Out to Clark. Money! Oh, they can't allow that. That's a technical foul. Now, will they count the bucket? I don't think so, because what Money was doing was hanging on the rim, and then he tipped it up and in. So I think they will negate the bucket. It's an automatic technical. It's one of those old school college rules that probably can be retired, but the basket does not count.
technical foul against number 35, Bryce Money.
So shooting the technical free throws will be Zeltinger. 9 team fouls now on Ozark. The officials talking. Hey, you know who's out there right now? It's Mark Barakoff. Mr. Big Time himself is checking in on his old friends here at the ACCA. Randall women, by the way, will participate in this tournament. Kind of a consolation for them as they lost in the regionals. So the women's team here, Coach Barakoff is not with us, though. I'm going to see his team a little bit in Greenville, even though I'm doing the women's tournament. I think I'll check out a game or two, Mark. What a job that Randall has done with their athletics. Coach Barakoff, the AD and men's basketball coach there. Did anybody watch that game they played against Baylor this year? That was a fun game to watch. They stayed right with Baylor. Right with them. They were down by 9 with, I don't remember how much time left. Eventually ran out of gas, but excellent, excellent coach. I asked Coach Barakoff, by the way, we've been talking, and asked him how many wins Chris Lamb has, and Coach Barakoff said he got 500 against him 6 years ago. So add those up. I might have gotten ahead of myself when I gave him over 1,000. He might not have that many, but he's got quite a few. Here's Clark for 3, yes. So after the Conquerors cut it to single digits, Deion Clark with another big bucket. There was a coach, I think, at the Division II level who's been coaching for like 50 years. It's unbelievable to think. Oh, backdoor. Again, it's open. Deion Clark using that baseline. And Ozark is headed to the quarterfinals, barring Stephen Moan getting red hot, which he can do. Here he is from Steph Curry range, too strong on it. Moore's got the rebound. Deion Clark on the far side of your screen. Marshall back to him. Moore floats it up. And Coach Barakoff, if you're out there, I'd be happy to be a tour guide for you in Greenville, South Carolina. There's some cool places to see downtown there. You let me know. Fresh shot clock for Ozark. Almaschlecker through the elbow. Yeah, the official hesitated, but it's the right call to make. That's 10 team fouls now on the Ambassadors. 94-80 here with 2:10 left to go. Don't forget, full day tomorrow, 10 a.m., 12, 2, 4, 6, and 8. 6 games for you. AFLBS fans, check out your women at 10 a.m. against Rhema. Ozark fans, assuming the score holds, they will take on Carolina tomorrow at 8 p.m. Long three missed by Clark. Here's Moan. Flips it up, can't get it to go, tips it up and in. Conquerors will look to extend the game possibly here. They're going to call for time. 1:40 left to go. We will step aside, come back here in just a moment. (94-82), Ozark 140 away from advancing to the quarterfinals tomorrow night. Krishima, glad to be back with you here in Joplin. Marshall underneath. It's Almaschlecker who got mugged. He'll go to the line.
Foul number 21, Ethan Zelton. At the line for your Ambassadors, number 33, Cooper Almaschlecker.
A couple other men's games coming up tomorrow at noon, 2 and 4. It's Kansas and Champion, Arlington and Providence, and Rhema against Los Angeles of Divinity. And then the Ozark women, if you're looking for that game tomorrow, if you're unable to come out, take on Providence in a little bit of deja vu from last year. That'll be at 6 p.m. And then Ozark and Carolina, unless AFLBS could come back here, that'll be tomorrow night at 8. Conquerors not going quietly. Moan looking to force it, draws the foul with 1:15 left to go. His team in the double bonus. Obviously, he was in the act of shooting, but
At the line for the Conquerors, number 23, Stephen Moan.
so Moan, mentioned it earlier, 74%. Ozark looking to win its 11th of the year. Short on that one. Rebound to Hudson Almaschlecker, who's come on for the first time here today. Chris Lamb going a little deeper into his bench. You'll see that in this tournament. Driving Nick Marshall. Well, he's been unselfish today, but looking for his shot there, and Ozark approaching the century mark now. Deep three, Stephen Moan can't get it to go. Nick Marshall. Nifty moves by Marshall. Deion Clark pulls it back. Catch and shoot three, no good by Jacob Jenkins, who's also on for the first time today. So AFLBS with the basketball. So the Conquerors will go to 4 and 22. They'll meet Baptist Bible Friday at 9 a.m. We're going to get a timeout for some subs here as Tim Soden empties his bench.
In for the Conquerors, number 32, Andrew Tweet.
Andrew Tweet will come in, number 32. Also coming in is number 12, Bryce Timmerman. That shot no good. 12 seconds left to go. Quanbeck fell down, and Ozark will run it out. So the Ambassadors go to the quarterfinals, winning tonight 98 to 85. Once again, tomorrow night,
After this, 85.
it will be Ozark Christian and Carolina Christian at 8 p.m. in the quarterfinals. And Conquerors fans, you will see your team again Friday morning in the 9th place game against Baptist Bible. That'll wrap it for day one coverage. Once again, our coverage starts tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with the women's side, Rhema and AFLBS, and continues all day long. So be sure to tune in then. Until then, your final score here tonight, Ozark 98, AFLBS 85. My name's Chris Sheeman. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.